Ladies and gentlemen, how are we doing this fine afternoon? I'm happy to have you all on here today with two of my guests here on the SWAGGY Sports Podcast. I have Mr. Brendan Davis and Mr. Connor Walsh with me today. How are y'all doing?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Talk to me, world.
Hey,
Yes,
super
sir.
excited to be on this, man. Chatting away
Awesome.
football. Couldn't get better than this. Just couldn't get better.
Yep, couldn't get better than this. Today we're gonna talk about these. We got a crazy. I mean, not necessarily unexpected, but I wouldn't have imagined it when I was 10, 11, 12, 13. No way. A Rams-Bengals Super Bowl we're about to have on us in a week from today. And I just wanted to talk to you guys about what you guys thought about the championship games as a whole. The playoff games this year were just, from the divisional on to the waiting the Super Bowl, the games were just nail biters, all ending in at the end of the game, overtime, field goal winners. Just games are crazy. We're going to talk about those, and we're just going to have a couple questions, a little bit of footage. We're going to talk a little bit on the film talk today, a little bit of film evaluation, just a couple of things that we spotted in those championship games that we feel like will be critical to go into the Super Bowl. So let's not waste no type of time.
Get into it, baby.
This championship game recap. Just a couple of things I thought off rip. In the AFC Championship game, we had the Bengals versus the Chiefs. Bengals defense, Bengals defense came to play in the second half. If you would have told me what would have happened, if you would have asked me what I thought was going to happen in the first half of that game, my first thought was, okay, the Bengals have got to be able to match these touchdowns. If they can't match these touchdowns, they're not going to be able to keep up towards the end.
Right.
But obviously, Bengals, they turned it around defensively. Some crazy conversions from Burrow using his legs to get some first downs in the second half. BD, just talk to me. What did you think about your biggest takeaways from the AFC Championship?
I was surprisingly pleased with Hubbard. Hubbard came out and had that huge sack, and then he had another one a few plays after. And I thought the defense really stepped up, like you said, because I thought it was just going to be who can get to 50. You know what I mean? Who can get 6, 7 tuds in this game. And the defense, Bengals D really showed up, and that had me thinking about the championship, the Super Bowl. If they can do that, that's going to help them out a lot.
Connor, what were you thinking? Talk to me. AFC Championship.
You know, let me just take you back to the very beginning here about this one, all right? Because I follow AFC North football. I'm a big football fan. At the beginning of the year, what they were saying was that the Cleveland Browns were going to take over this division. It was their year. I love the Steelers, but I'm really, really excited that the Bengals are in the position that they are. And I know some people say that, but I'm excited because they were not talked about as much. Burrow coming off the injury, Mixon, underrated running back, receivers, they were there, but they hadn't made the names for themselves yet. But what they were able to do is they're young, they fly around, and they homes, which was surprising because he experienced one. But what he was doing, he was looking at one route and then scrambling, trying to get to the outside, and it wasn't working, which it always has. So super excited. I'm excited. AFC North team is in the Super Bowl, man. Bengals did their thing when no one even talked about them really at the beginning of the year. It was Ravens and Browns. Steelers and Bengals left at the bottom of the division. Burrow, man, Joe Burr. I'm excited to see what they do, man. I think it's going to be a great one. I really do.
Yeah, I agree. Just because of the fact they 18 points unanswered against the Chiefs in the AFC Championship. It's just not normal.
It's not heard of.
To be able to do that coming from Joe Burrow, it's just weird. Like the Chiefs, they were having their conversions that they usually get on 3rd and long, where he looks one way, bang it out to an outside route, Kelsey towards the middle, whatever it may be. It just they were stopping it, and I think the Chiefs got relaxed going into that second half, just thinking, okay, we're just gonna roll these dudes over, end up in the Super Bowl like we usually do. No, necessarily not a knock to them. It's just that I think they were just kind of smacked in the face, like, wow, no, this team's for real, and they're gonna have to face this team for years to come. As long as Joe Burrow's on the helm with them, he's he has that it factor that Mahomes, Allen, they have it. You know what I'm saying? He's one of those ones for sure. He's one of those ones.
I really just thought that Chiefs just looked stagnant. like they didn't look like they were as aggressive as they had been in the first half. Their hands are off. They're throwing little slants and crossing out, they're not getting Tyreek out in space or getting Kelsey through the seams, whatever it may be. And so
it became satisfied. And I think, Steve, that it factor you were talking about with Mahomes, he's super duper talented. He's got the arm strength. He's got the long ball. He's got the mid ball. He's got the out route, to Hill. He's got the scramble, throw it across your body. Never seen before. But what Joe Burrow has is a little bit more of that it. He has that will to win. Honestly, like just coming on the field after a 3-and-out and going down and scoring, doing it again and scoring. He's a leader. You see him. I mean, does he come across cocky? Maybe, but I think it's more of just I'm gonna come on this field, no matter what the conditions are. I'm gonna put up numbers. My team's gonna beat you.
Kobe in the fourth. Kobe in the
absolutely.
There's no doubt about it.
It's not Tom Brady level yet because he's in his second year, right?
Early.
Yeah, it's early.
And honestly, I consider this still his first year because towards the middle of his rookie year, he hurt his leg and couldn't play the back half. So I consider a lot of this season his first day out because he's doing his thing, man. And like you said, he's not on that pedigree obviously as Brady yet, but like you gotta have that confidence in your head, like no matter what, we're not out of this game because all the players on the sideline are going to be looking at the quarterback first, like, okay, if he's not confident that we're about to come back into this game, then who else should be? You know what I'm saying? And for him, you gotta have that, and he has that. He's had that for the past couple of years. Let's keep talking. Let's go into the NFC Championship game, which was something. It was something. I feel like Stafford and Kupp's relationship is just too special. And like they can find themselves, they can find the right route to hit, whether it's a slant across the middle or a seam over top the defense, get that first down and ice the game. And what you guys think, Connor? Let's start with you. NFC Championship, your biggest takeaway from that?
Yeah, biggest takeaway, obviously, I think you just mentioned it. I think Cooper Kupp during this whole playoff run, and he did it during the regular season too. To me, he's the best receiver in the league, and it doesn't matter who's guarding him. Doesn't matter what zone they throw at him. Another big thing that came out was offensive line for the Rams. They're old, really experienced. I think they have the oldest offensive lineman in the league. I forget his name, but is either left or right tackle. But those guys play tough. They have Akers and Henderson who come in and chip block these linebackers, especially Fred Warner when he was blitzing and stuff like that. So giving Stafford time, as long as Stafford has the time, he's finding Kupp. And I know Woods went down in the year, but Van Jefferson stepped up. Odell, he's come alive these last two games in the playoffs, which I'm excited for him about. They're super excited, man. I want to, and I know we're talking about Super Bowl later, but they're proving to me that they can do it. And again, I keep going back to Joe Burrow's got that will to win. So it's so crazy. It's so crazy to really pick one. It's so tough.
Yeah. BD, talk to me. Your biggest takeaways from that NFC Championship game.
I'll tell you something off rip, and I know that they lost, but I have it written on my notes. I have Debo, him. Garoppolo, not him. And I think that's really what it came down to. They weren't winning that game with Jimmy G. And I thought it really showed there. And obviously Stafford and Kupp, that connection is just different. And it reminds me a lot of Brady and Edelman. But I think Edelman obviously is not as tough as Kupp, but that connection, they just had that. And I think that is definitely going to carry on to the Super Bowl and should be exciting. But yeah, it was a great game though.
Yeah,
I agree.
Funny point of view too from it is Odell's father. I mean, he must be excited. He must really be happy after he put out those clips. I mean, Odell's coming.
Hey, I mean,
he still got it, man.
No doubt about it. I don't know whether I was watching a video or listening to a podcast. Someone said just how Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, they got the cigar outside the game. OBJ Sr., he's celebrating more life as well because he was on that back end trying to figure out the situation so he can get his son right. Yeah. And you got to have legs up to that. You got to
legs up on the couch, the whiskey in hand. I mean, he's enjoying life after he did that. He did that to
no doubt about that.
I know his son showing out for him. I mean, it's really cool. It is a cool story for real.
It is. It's awesome. It's awesome for him. Couple of my takeaways. You guys pretty much hit them nail right on the head. OBJ and Cub specials, they were both over 100 yards. Like, Odell easily beat that narrative that he was never the problem in Cleveland. He wasn't. Just based off of this, 6-7 games he's had with the Rams, he's been balling.
Right. Absolutely.
Rams defense, 2-star studded. And like me and BD were talking about this a little bit earlier off camera, like you can't deny the fact the leading tackler for the Rams in that NFC Championship game was Eric Weddle, who they picked up off the couch with a couple of games to spare in the playoffs. That's very, very respect. You got to
2 years out of retirement, right?
Yeah, he was literally sitting on the couch, bro. Like you can't deny that. You can't deny that.
Absolutely.
You can't deny it. You can't deny it, but no, I'll let you go. I got some words on Weddle though. Y'all know how I feel about Weddle.
Yeah.
Let me keep going. I got a little bit more things. They wreak havoc. Aaron Donald, Von Miller, Leonard Floyd on the front line. They're different. Nick Scott's been making a name for himself. He made some huge games, past 2 games in the playoffs. Talking about the 49ers, though, they have the superstars. You can't say they don't. It came down to some crucial second half, third downs that Jimmy G just couldn't convert, or just like 2 bad runs in front, first and second down, that didn't really set them up great for third and long. Like, it was just situations that just came down that needed to be converted that they couldn't get done. I think it's fair to, obviously, knowing now, reports coming out, his era in San Fran's over. Jimmy G, they're heading on new beginnings with that. But I want to ask you guys. I said we were going to talk a little bit of film footage, so I wanted to bring that up. I know you have make your point about Weddle, and then we can get into the film. Talk to me. What you have to say about?
Let's hear it.
Weddle.
Let's hear it, Baltimore guy.
Weddle, look, this is the thing about Weddle. This game was a fluke. Like, these tackles, okay, I won't say that. He's a good player, but one of my keys for this Super Bowl game is that I think he's going to get exposed. And I really believe that. I think Boyd and Higgins and Jamar are over the top on him all game. I really believe that. And
I like that.
I think it's too much. I think it's too much to handle for him this game. But he is a good player, and he has my respects for last game. But
I hear you. I hear you when you say that. That honestly leads
to chirp him.
My next question. That leads into my next question that we can implement with the couple of plays you guys brought out for us today. I want to ask this question first before we can implement it into the film. Going into the Super Bowl, which weaponry room has the better advantage? Which offensive weapons have the better matchup advantage against the defense? So here, listen to me when I say this. So you have Bengals weaponry. You have Higgins, Jay Chase, Boyd. I think their tight end who got injured in the championship game, I think he might be good to go. Mixon and P. Ryan at the RB versus the Rams defense. They're secondary. Ramsey, Nick Scott, Weddle. Think about that, right? Or you have, on the Rams side of things, Cooper Kupp, Higbee, OBJ, Van Jefferson, Akers, and Sony Michel versus Bengals secondary. It's not a slept. You cannot sleep on that back end. You have Jesse Bates, the top safety in the league, Von Bell, Mike Hilton, and then you have Eli Apple. So think about that. Think about that question going into the film. BD, let me see what plays you brought today that you think will be impact situations leading into the Super Bowl. Let me see what you got. Screen share is yours.
Perfect.
I'm thinking me and BD might disagree a little bit with this, so I want to see what he's got.
So,
okay.
A sleeper key to the game that I have, it's not Chase like you might think. It's actually Higgins. I think T. Higgins is going to have – now his stats in the past few games have not shown it, but I think with Ramsey-Chase matchup, they might sit on
that's a matchup right there. That is a matchup for the ages. They need to have one specific camera on that matchup all game long.
You're right. So I'm going to just show this quick clip of Higgins, what I think he'll bring in this game. He's 6'4", 215. He's a big target. And I think that might have a big aspect on the game. It's just you know, if Burrow can get the ball to him. Yeah.
That's on his head right there. My goodness.
Like they say.
Talk nice, Higgins. Jeez.
And then my next clip, I mean, you can't not show this dude. He's a dog. He's really a dog. So I got Kupp, just a quick route. His red zone is gonna play pivotal in this game. If you can convert in the red zone, you know, you're gonna have a good chance to win. So
no doubt.
Just gonna show this quick route. Looks like he's going with an out. For the China. Nope. Back out. Excuse me. And that is just, you know, that you can't guard that.
That's deceptive.
That's elite.
That's too deceptive for these corners. You can't guard it.
Like, look at this. Hey. And so I think if Eli Apple is trying to guard him, he might go for 200 yards.
Yeah.
So, Bates is gonna have to have a huge game.
No, I love that. There's no doubt about it. Two receivers that are huge mismatch advantages on these corners, slot corners, and safeties over top. They can off the ball. They can beat you with their route running, and if they need to go over top you, they're gonna demoss you, and you'll see you got mossed.
Yeah, it's not necessarily Higgins. I think is gonna have a big day, but I think because of Ramsey, Chase is gonna struggle a little bit. Not struggle. He's obviously a dog, but I think Boyd and Higgins are gonna have.
It leaves the opportunity for Higgins and Boyd to have a game because Ramsey should be following Jamar that whole game. No doubt about it.
And that's why I put Higgins. Is because cornerback 2 is Darius Williams. He's only 5'9", and I think if they got Higgins 6'4", you know, that might be a problem. So we'll see how that plays out.
Like it. Let me just make one point here. So Burrow's got the charisma. He's got the brr, he's got the class, he's got everything. But Stafford has the stats. He has the stats. Stafford is third this year in passing yards, over 4,800. 4,900, almost a 5,000-yard season, and second in touchdowns with 41. Burrow was sixth in passing yards and eighth. So Burrow's hot right now, but Stafford has been that guy. Let's get into a little bit of film session right here with him.
Let's get into the film. Let's chop it up.
So Steve, you talked about it earlier. Third down. Watch the time here against a good Bucs defense. Great defensive lineman. Sort of roll here. You see the chip right there from Michelle. Yep. Things it. I know Deshaun Jackson hasn't been really a factor there. Third down is huge. It's a game of third down. How many punts are they going to be? Can the defense get off the field? Is the offense going to stay on the field and keep creating points? For this Rams team is elite. Experience. They're hungry. Another one. Look at all this time he has. Clips him home for 2-point-something seconds. He's still back there and no one's even close to him. Stafford has a great long ball. Connection with the cup is elite, like we've talked about. Couldn't really see the route there. BD got you with the routes. But Stafford is sitting back there in the pocket with 5 seconds. 5 seconds of time. And his long ball accuracy is like that. So we know that's the connection. Third downs, Rams are great on third.
And I think that game was crazy. 5 tutters for 525.
Yeah. Now let's get into Joe Burrow a little bit. All right. I can't do it the best, but this man, I'll tell you guys right now, while we're going through this, Bengals are gonna win. Bengals are winning. And here's why. Joe Burrow, get the ball. Get the ball out quick, right? Joe, you got to get it out quick against a good defense, against a good pass rush. Earlier, T. Higgins, little slant, 2nd and 2. Get it out quick. Give me 18, give me 20. That's how you're going to chip away at this defense. That's how you're going to do it. Steve, you also mentioned this earlier. Mobility. It's under for Joe. He can move a little bit. I'm a fan. We got TJ coming off. Highsmith, get in there. Nope. Let me roll out to the left. Let me keep rolling. Let me give him a little shimmy against Minka and get in.
That's tough.
And get in there.
That's real
against
tough.
Minka, an elite safety. Bro, with the mobility. But here's the thing you got to remember. You're getting the ball out quick, right, gentlemen?
Yes,
sir.
What happens when you start getting the ball quick? You throw screens, right? When you throw screens, you got the most physical corner in the game coming up to make a play. And he makes it like that in the backfield. Nasty.
He's different.
Give me that. And then the next thing that happens in the red zone, here comes Aaron down up through the middle. I got to get it out quick, right, Joe? We've been saying that all game. But you got to remember 5 is there. Snatch him.
5 is there.
Just snatch him. Athletic, physical. I'm telling you, boys. I'm telling you, boys. It's going to be tough. But let's go back to that. Let's go back to Burrow. he's not new to this. He's been doing it all year. He's got that win. Ramsey hypes you up. Aaron Donald hypes you up, but Burrow's going to win it. Ben Roethlisberger's second year. I got to bring this up. Ben Roethlisberger's second year won the Super Bowl, Rookie of the Year, and then Super Bowl and Super Bowl MVP second year. Burrow's going to do it too.
That's how you feeling?
Steve, hey, Steve, what you got? Now you talk to us, Steve. Come on.
I'm gonna let you sit on that. We're gonna leave my prediction, BD's prediction, towards the end because I got a couple more questions I gotta pick y'all brains with for a little bit. But now that I know how you slide, and now I know what you're sliding with, now I gotta put a little devil's advocate on you because that's just what this show is about. We gotta talk. We gotta talk now. So let me pick your brain. That leads perfectly into the next question. Despite Bengals' obvious success taking the risk of their pass protection, because as you have seen in these playoff games, sacked 9 times against the Titans, they were getting activated, the Chiefs as well. They just abandoned pass pro. They abandoned it to the point where they just rely on Burrow's success to get the ball out and tuck it and run when they have to. How much of a factor, obviously, is going to be a factor. How much of a factor will Rams' front line have on the Bengals' offensive production? When I ask that, obviously, it's going to be a factor. But do you think Burrow has what it takes to overcome it, or will the pressure be too much to handle in the Super Bowl game? And Connor, you start with that. Connor, since you think the Bengals.
I think my answer is pretty simple. Has it mattered? Yes. And have they conquered? Yes. They're in the Super Bowl, and he's gotten sacked. He's taken hits. He's been doing it all year. He did it in the AFC North against the leading sack. Whatever. I mean, TJ Watt. I mean, what do you have to really say? I mean, TJ Watt out of him 22.5 this year. Tied the all-time record, and he threw the ball all over Pittsburgh, all over the Ravens. 525 and 5 touchdowns. Doing it all year. It's going to be a major factor. They're definitely going to get 6+ sacks against him. It's going to be big plays, but Joe Burrow is going to overcome. And it could be a really slow first half for them, right?
Yeah.
They're smart over there, and they're young though. The coaching is young also in Cincinnati. They're going to figure it out. It's going to be a major factor, but they've done it all year. They're going to do it again. BD?
I like that. BD, talk to me. What you think?
I like that. That's good talk. And you kind of changed my mind a little bit. I was gonna say I think it's everything for this game. I really do. I think that this D line, this isn't just Bosa alone. This is Miller and Donald, 2 of the best pass rushers in the league. And I think the run game is going to be minuscule. I think Mixon is not going to have as big of a game. And I really think that, like I said earlier, it's up to Boyd and Higgins to get going as well as Jamar, or else they won't get nothing out of it because
Higgins is huge.
He's got this long to throw the rock. Mm-hmm. So if he doesn't spin that pill quick, this might be a long game for Joe.
But all right, I want you to think. I know you said I'm starting to change your mind a little bit. Let's just think about this one more time, though, right? He's been doing it all year. He takes out the number 1 seed, and they sack him 9 times.
Right.
Against Mahomes, not the greatest pass rush, but they got Chris Jones in the middle, and then they got the Ingram dude, and they got one more young guy. Forget his name. He was in the news recently, but I forget his name. And they beat Mahomes.
You're right.
Do it quite easily in the second half, quite phenomenally. Down a lot of points. They had to make up space. They had to get the ball out even quicker. And
you're right.
And it's tough to see him being stopped right now. It is.
It is. Yeah. He's acting.
But it's massive. It's the biggest question of the game. A lot of people are taking Aaron Donald MVP. I think I've seen. I don't know what I saw. I think a BR betting or something like that. He's getting like the most defensive bets for an MVP anyone's ever gotten because he thinks he's going to cause, which he will. But
he will get activated. But you're right. Burrow has his X factor. His X factors lighten up. You feel me? So
give him gunslinger. Just give it to him at this point.
He's the truth. He's the truth. And like I said, the Bengals, they know their pass pro is an issue, but they also know that Burrow can get the job done without it. He's proving that. But at the same time, this is the biggest test of them all because this is a very, very, very lethal defense we're going up against right here. But I like you're making fair points. Very fair.
Steve, let me talk to you, chat with you just for a second, because I think you brought up that play where Brady threw it up to Evans against Rams. That was a big play. Do you think that in terms of like a double move, like a pump fake type, slant to deep, do you think that type of play could happen in this game? Because that's where I'm leaning to, because I showed you the aggressiveness and physicality. Ramsey, he's in the Super Bowl. He wants to make a play now. You know, Malcolm, what his name was on the Patriots? I forget his last name.
Malcolm Butler.
Yeah, made that huge play. Ramsey wants to do that. He wants to make a play like that. If you can catch him sleeping just one time, every score here in the Super Bowl is big. So,
yeah. No, that's a very great point you make. And one thing I will say about Ramsey's game, yes, like you said, he's very aggressive and he's looking to make that play. But there's a lot of times where he knows where he has the opportunity to jump routes off that first double move. And there's some times where he knows, okay, I just need to stay over top. My estimation would be that, being that I would assume 9 times out of 10, Ramsey's going to be traveling Jamar wherever he goes. He's going to make it easiest for himself, keep everything in front of him. And if he has to come back and track and break on the ball, once the completion is made, he'll do so. I don't think he wants to give up another long ball like that for a long time, especially considering the fact that it was Brady who got him and Brady's out for next year. That was his last throw ever in his career. That's going to be sitting on his mental for a while.
That's great talk,
that
Steve.
Ramsey has. I think, but that's a very, very interesting question. I love that question. This is kind of like nitpicky, kind of crazy, but I just kind of thought about asking. Tie game in the Super Bowl, last possession. There's no timeouts left. Which quarterback would you rather have to lead the team to the game-winning touchdown drive? Which quarterback in this Super Bowl game would you rather have? You guys can do, whichever one wants to go first can. Stafford or Burrow? Both very quality candidates to get the job done. Both very qualified.
I'll start here. I know what Connor's gonna say, so I'm gonna just speak my truth. I got to go with Stafford. He's got the longevity. He's been in the league 15 years or something. He's got it. He's got the experience. And yes, Burrow has been getting activated, and he really is different. I truly believe he is different. But right now, I think that experience is gonna play a factor in this game.
Yeah,
I think I'd rather have Stafford.
I like that take. What I would say is, to the experience thing, is they both got the same amount of playoff wins. They both in the Super Bowl for the first time.
That's good talk.
Super Bowl experience is a little bit different than regular season / wild card weekend experience. You know what I mean?
Right.
Joe Burrow, Joey B, give me a cigar. Let me sit back and let me watch him go win this thing. I'm taking Joe Burrow. No timeouts left. 1:14 on the clock. He's going to win the game for me.
I love it. I just had to see what your guys' mental was on that, because I mean, that's a very good point. The fact that they're both on the same hot streak of playoff wins right now, because obviously Matt was with the Lions his whole career, and Burrow literally is on a run where they had their first away playoff win in franchise history, their first playoff win in 31 plus years. He's doing something magical down there in Cincinnati. You gotta love that. It just had my mind pondering, because like they're both very cool, calm, collected quarterbacks when it comes to the late game. And they're going to take what the defense gives them. They know, okay, we got to get on the ball here. Okay, we have a little time here for me to get a little audible win on this next route. They're thinking 2-3 plays ahead on the clock just so they know what's going on. So I just wanted to see where your head was at. BB, let's go into
Steve,
your.
How about you?
Yo.
I'm just interested to hear you. Just give me like a 30-second one. I'm interested to hear what you said, because I've been liking what you've been talking.
If it came down to it, I personally would go with the type of time that Joe Burrow is on right now. I like the type of calm, cool, collected demeanor that he has had. He's going to tell you that the chains are real. He's making too much money to be having on some fake chains. If you're going to ask him, he's going to let you know. But at the same time, he's going to keep it. He's going to have the team calm, cool, collected. He showed me something in that second half of that AFC Championship game. It's like, bro, we're talking about how Pat Mahomes is the Grim Reaper. If he gets the ball first in OT, you're never going to win. If Pat Mahomes gets the ball first, it's like, okay, this defense is going to make a huge play. And it's like, okay, we're going to go make it to the Super Bowl right now. I like the type of time that Burrow is on right now. So I would have to go with Burrow.
Love that talk.
But that's just me right now. BD, let's go into your little parlays you were talking about earlier. Just your little over-unders. We can make a little interesting talking as we wrap this up.
I love it. All right. We just got a little over-under talk. Y'all just let me know what you think about these. So first, we're going to start off with Stafford. Over-under 281.5 passing yards. What y'all think?
I'm gonna go on the under here. It's gonna be around that mark. It's gonna be close. I see him more at 260. I think that they got Akers back. For head coach's name, I know the young guys. It's falling from my mind right now.
McVay.
Yeah, McVay. He loves Akers and he likes to try to get him the ball. I think they're gonna come out early and try to run it. Cincinnati's defensive line is a little stagnant sometimes. They get bullied a little bit with the offensive line. And I know I'm taking the Bengals, but if there's a situation, I wouldn't be surprised if the Rams do win. I'm not going to be surprised. And then they're going to run that clock out. McVay's not taking any chances. So that's why I'm going to take the under.
I would have to go with the under as well. Personally believe the Bengals secondary, aside from the mix of opinions and emotions that go on with Eli Apple, because you can't deny the fact, yes, he had a situation in the game where if he could have iced the game really, but he dropped a very bad interception. But he did have a nice play to end the first half when they tried to go with the little scat out to Tyreek Hill, and he made that tackle to end the first half because that could have been a touchdown. That was a very important play. But I respect Bengals secondary, Jesse Bates, Bombell, Mike Hilton. He's no sleeper. Eli Apple, I think they will keep Matt Stafford under 288?
281, I think.
It was
281.
Yeah, it was 281.5.
Yeah, I would have to go under, but I wouldn't be surprised if he went over at the same time.
Right.
Talk to me. You got another one?
Yeah, I got another one. So we're gonna go on to Cup. Well, keep in mind though, Stafford had the last two games he had over 330 yards.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say over.
Gotcha.
Just because
can't blame you. Cannot blame you for saying that.
I ain't mad at you. Yeah, I ain't mad at you, baby.
And next, I'm gonna go on to Cup. Now this is I think this is an easy one if you ask me. 107.5 reception yards, and keep in mind he's had 142 and 183 the last two games. So what do you?
If Cooper Kupp can get 100 with OBJ on the opposite side of him every week, and OBJ can get 102, I'm going with that over. That's just triculated well. Like that's just gonna keep it going. I gotta go over there. I'd have to go over.
Yeah, I see him at 115, 120 here. So I like the over as well.
Nice.
I like that. I mean this leads into my prediction, but I think Cooper Kupp is good for the Super Bowl MVP. No, real talk.
Yeah.
And not blame you for that at all.
You got another one? Talk to us.
Yeah, I got. Now we're gonna go on to the Bengals, and I got two more for y'all. So now we're gonna head to Joey B. Now this is a little interesting one. Not yards or completions or anything. Longest completion pass, 39.5 yards. You think he's gonna throw like a 45-yarder type or keep it in the flats?
I take this one first. I immediately go back to T.
You got it.
T. Higgins, that clip you showed.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's gonna be a real close game. Like I said, the Bengals are gonna take it though, and it's gonna be this type of play. 45 yards is gonna happen in the fourth quarter. It's gonna be above 38 or 39. Would you say it's gonna be above?
Okay.
I like that over as well. I know. I think it's just I watched enough. I'm not gonna say I've been sitting here watching Bengals games all season, but I've watched enough Bengals games to know that even if Jalen Ramsey is over top Jamar Chase, Joe Burrow will go 3 straight times to Jamar Chase over top. He just does that. You know what I'm saying? They have that type of connection. And yep. I'll take one out of those 3 chances with Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow guarding Jalen Ramsey. I mean, no disrespect, but they just take too many chances. They take too many chances over top with that wide receiver room. So I would have to go over.
Like it.
I'm going to agree on that one. I think this one's another pretty easy one for me. Burrow slings the pill like no other, and they have been throwing that like 45-yard back shoulder to Jamar all season long.
Right, exactly. Yep.
And like I said about Weddle, I think don't think he has the mobility to get over the top. I really don't. And the Bengals.
Time will tell.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see what type of time Weddle's on, but I think yeah, there's going to be a few long balls. And then my last one, this one's kind of a tough one. Mixon, over under 63.5 rushing yards. Now keep in mind that Rams D line. They're not playing. They are not playing.
I'm gonna go over. I think Joe Mixon in the Super Bowl game. I'm crazy for saying this because I think at the end of the day, it comes down to that Bengals offensive line. That Bengals offensive line has got to win that line of scrimmage for him to get over 600. I mean, not 600, for 60. But I'm going to go with over. I think he gets fed the pill a lot. That's just rushing yards, not combined rushing, receiving, just rushing.
Rushing, yeah.
That's just rushing.
I'll be that guy. I'll say over. See what happens.
I'm gonna go under here. Just from that championship game in the NFC, 49ers had 50 yards rushing combined. Debo had 26, and Elijah Mitchell had 11 for 20. It's 2.5 yards a carry for all the running backs on that team. I think he's under. I think he's gonna be under, but I don't think it's gonna be as big of a problem that he's only gonna be around the 40-yard mark. I think that's where he's gonna be because Joey B's gonna take over the game.
Yeah, I'm gonna say. I don't know. I kind of liked what Steve had to say. I think I want to say under because this D line is different, but I don't know. I think he might break for one or two.
Right.
You never know. A little HB stretch to the outside. You don't know, but I think I'm gonna stay under here. I don't think he's gonna happen.
That Madden HB stretch is like that.
Like that. Last question, and then we'll end this. Who do you think is going to win? Now, obviously, we're not predictors here. We can't predict the future. But just based off analysis, past games, who do you think has the upper advantage in what situation? Who do you think is going to win the game? Connor, we know we know your case. Let give us another pitch as to why you think the Bengals will win the Super Bowl. Talk.
Another pick? I mean,
yeah, I need another pitch. I need another one.
If I could use that other pick and just hammer Joey B again, I would do that. I really would. I'll bring up your point though. I think Cincinnati's secondary is a little bit underrated. Good safety play. Apple's going to step up. You know, he's been all this controversy. He cannot afford another bad game on the biggest show in sports. He's going to step up a little bit. It's going to be. And
he has been talking crazy. He has been talking crazy to Tyreek and Kelsey and them, acting like but I respect it. You can only tell you. I mean, in a situation like that, he beat them. So he can say what he want to say for that week. But he definitely is relying on a big game.
Last thing about the score. Bengals, they have been riding on their kickers' back. They're not settling for field goals in the Super Bowl. They're scoring 4 touchdowns, 28-24. Bengals take 2.
Okay. DD, talk to me. Who you got winning? Super Bowl 56. Super Bowl 56.
Man, I get the people that I got going to Disney World is going to be Stafford, Kupp, Odell, all that. Man, I got the Rams coming out on top. I think it's gonna be a great game. I'm expecting a really high score. I didn't think of a score, but I'm thinking somewhere around the 35-38 mark. You know, I think they're going to be spinning that pill, both QBs. I think Kupp's going to have a huge game, and like I said, I really hope Apple is not over top of Kupp or Odell because he is going to get fried. And so that's what I'm going to say. But I think I'm expecting a really good game, and it's a toss-up.
I hear y'all. Me personally, this game, I'm excited for a good game. I personally think that the Rams will be Super Bowl champions. Personally, because I think, yes, Burrow has proven that he can make it happen, whether it be the legs, whether it be the arm. He can get it to the people, and he shares the wealth, which is very important. Shares the wealth.
Yep.
But I just personally think that this Rams team has been formulating into a super team for the past year. They bring in Von Miller halfway through the season. It starts in the trenches, especially in a game like this. And I feel like based off of what we saw last Super Bowl, Mr. Mahomes running around for his life against that Tampa Bay front line. I think it's not necessarily going to be the same image, but it's definitely going to be hard, too much to handle for Joe Burrow and the Bengals, which is why I think the Rams will win. But that's just what I think. You don't have to take that to the bank. But boys, I appreciate y'all for y'all time today.
Can't pay me at all for that, man.
I appreciate y'all for y'all time today. I thought we had a nice little chat up, a nice chop shop. It's been a while. We've been since the podcast has put out an episode, but we're gonna try and get this to y'all nice couple days before this Super Bowl game, so you guys can just get a little thoughts and talk in the comment section what you guys think. Impact players, your Super Bowl MVP predictions. BD, Connor, I appreciate y'all for coming in today. I really do. We had a nice little talk. We're able to get some nice input in, some nice cow shop footage. I appreciate it. You guys are always welcome on the show. Make sure you guys follow us on the socials, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. Soon we're going to be getting this out on your podcast platform, so that way you guys can listen to us in the ear while you're working in the library, at Starbucks getting your lattes. You can have me in your ear. You know what I'm saying? We just a nice little chat up. I appreciate you guys. Till next time, this is the Swaggy Sports Podcast. We'll see you.
You're the man, Steve. Appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you.
Peace.